Hi, you're listening to Childless and Moving Onward. This is the place where we talk about thriving in life when you're a woman who is childless, not by choice, regardless of the road that brought you to childlessness. Welcome to episode 20 of Childless and Moving Onward. I'm Gail Miller, your host. I'm a physician, a speaker, and a life coach, helping women who are childless not by choice to feel whole and live fulfilling lives. Today's episode is on legacy. Not too long ago, my husband and I, we were organizing things in our basement and came across these two scrapbooks that my father had made. One was mementos and photos over his lifespan, and the other was mementos and photos of me and my life when I was young, when I was a little girl. And so I was looking at that one, that was my scrapbook of me. And I was looking at the drawings I had made and the report cards from elementary school. And then I started laughing at a letter I had written as a little girl, telling them that I was going to run away because, and I can't remember, I believe it was my brother who was being so mean to me. But someone in my family was being mean and I was going to run away. You're all so mean, I said, because this was being allowed. And then I signed it off with, I love you. So the letter was in crayon. Because I know about when it was, I believe I was around 6 at the time. And I sat there, I was laughing at my 6-year-old self. It was cute. It was me and it was cute. And I was just thinking how funny it was to read this 6-year-old me. And then I suddenly felt a pang. It all hit me. This was a reminder that I would never experience those moments of joy and challenge with my own child. It was a reminder that I'd also never experienced going through all of the saved mementos and report cards and photos and paintings and homework from school. And I'd never get to experience being able to create a scrapbook for my child to look back at those memories. I looked over at the scrapbook then that my dad had made of mementos of his own life. And I've looked through it before and I remembered what was in there and I felt another pang. He created that book of memories of his legacy, of what he had accomplished, big and small, as a father, with his professionally, with his activism and volunteering. And all of it, I knew, having looked through this before, it showed the impact that he made on so many lives. Again, it's not that I didn't know it, but I remember what's on the pages and getting this kind of jog of my memory looking at the front of the scrapbook, remembering how it's all laid out on the pages. And with that pang, I thought, who's going to remember my impact? The pain I felt was for the scrapbooks that would never be. My sense of loss at that moment just resurfaced and was profound. Being childless just added a depth of sorrow to these reflections. It wasn't a path I had chosen, but it's the path I'm on. The work of healing that pain on this unchosen path means reconciling the absence of those shared experiences and the continuation of legacy in a way that obviously doesn't involve children. It means finding new ways to leave a mark, to make a positive impact. So, in the quiet of the basement, surrounded by these tangible pieces of my past, I felt this complex mix of emotions. There was love, joy, laughter, but also a deep seated sadness. The scrapbooks weren't just collections of memories, but also reminders of the experiences I've longed for, the legacy, the impact I had hoped to leave. And so that's what I want to talk about today. What it means to grapple with this reality and how you can redefine your legacy in meaningful ways, how we all can. Admittedly, there is a strong connection between legacy and having children for many, if not most people. The dream is of passing down stories, values, cherished memories to our offspring. It's a common and it's a natural instinct to want to see some part or parts of ourselves carried forward into the future. But when you're childless, not by choice, when you're involuntarily childless, suddenly this vision that you had of your future is taken away. It's gone. Your path is changed forever. The scrapbook you wanted to be making for your own child won't get filled. And on top of that, you're left with the questions: who will remember me? Who will know my story and carry a part of me with them into the future? So there's not just grief over not having a child when you're childless by circumstance, not by choice. But you feel a sense of loss for the experiences you'll never have. And that can leave you feeling disconnected from those close to you, those in your immediate circle, those in your wider community, and from society in general. Because societal norms emphasize family and parenthood as the ultimate legacy. Again, it leads to the question, what legacy will I leave? Will I have? What I want you to know is that even with the grief, there can be a space left open for something else. Life and your future and beyond can be more than just grief. And it starts by redefining what legacy looks like. Society, family, friends, colleagues, they don't have the final say about what legacy should be. It is more than just genetics. It's more than just heritage. It is far more than that. It is beyond offspring. Legacy can be found in the lives you touch, the work you do, the passions you pursue. I'm going to repeat that. Legacy can be found in the impact you make on others' lives, the work that you do, the passion you pursue. So, how do you redefine your legacy? Here's just a few ways to start. The first is mentorship. It is a powerful way to pass on a positive influence. Now, there are other ways to do this, but my mentors professionally, in my residency, in my fellowship, they made an enormous impact on my life. And it's not one that I forget. These are people who matter to me, and some are gone. And yet their memory and what they taught me lives on. And it lives on in the work that I do and pass on to others. So think about the people you mentor, whether it's professionally, in your community, or within your close circle. You can make a profound and lasting impact on their lives with your wisdom, your support, your guidance. I remember as a little girl, we had a neighbor whose mother lived with them. She was in her 90s. And I would go over after school on certain days of the week, and I'd sit and talk with her, and we would play card games. And she would pass on her wisdom. And to this day, I still remember, and she had an enormous impact on me and how I felt about myself, a positive impact. So you don't have to have your own child to pass that on. So the next way of redefining your legacy is creative expression. There are a variety of ways to creatively express yourself. And you don't have to be an expert at it. You don't have to be a professional. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just you expressing yourself, whether it's through art, writing, music, dance, gardening, cooking, baking, or any other creative outlets. Your work can resonate with others long into the future. Your creations have the potential to serve as a deeply, deeply impactful testament to your innermost thoughts, emotions, and personal experiences. Through your art, writing, or whatever other forms of expression, you can convey your journey. You can convey the complex path of emotions you've taken and felt. It's an offering to others of a glimpse into your unique perspective. What a lasting impression that can leave and can resonate long beyond your lifetime. Another way to redefine your legacy is through acts of kindness. Now, there are commercials about simple acts of kindness. Why? Because this is a powerful way to leave an indelible mark on those around you and beyond. And there's a ripple effect to all of it, to generosity and empathy, and small acts of kindness can spread far and wide. So a last suggestion, but as the saying goes, not the least important, is to preserve your memories. Just as my dad created a scrapbook of his life, we can each document our own unique journeys, our individual journeys. Do this through writings, creations, photo albums, digital media. Not being a parent doesn't have to stop you from preserving your story for future generations to discover. So my takeaways for today, the first is legacy isn't a one-size-fits-all thing. It doesn't matter what society tells you. Legacy is so much more than being a parent, just as your identity is so much more than being childless. Legacy is as diverse and unique as each one of you, each one of us. Second, legacy is about the lives we touch, the impact, the positive impact we make, the positive change we inspire. It's not about big or small. Even without children of your own, you can create a lasting, meaningful legacy. All right. That's it for today's episode. Thank you for joining me on Childless and Moving Onward. Remember, there is so much more to you than being childless. I'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in to Childless and Moving Onward. I hope you enjoyed today's episode as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. If you liked what you heard, don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. You can stay up to date on everything I do by following me on Instagram at Childless Path Onward or on Facebook and YouTube at Path Onward. Until next time, thanks again.